Hey guys, you could probably tell from the Lions gear that I didn't actually win much of anything, but with both the Powerball and the Mega Millions hovering around 400 million, I thought it might be a little fun to play the hypothetical game. It's something I did a lot in my younger days. Whenever a lottery jackpot got over 100 million, I would start to daydream and fantasize what would I do with that kind of money. Over the years, my thoughts and answers on that have kind of changed, and I thought it might be fun to share. If you think that sounds good, stick around. What's up YouTube? Welcome to Extraordinarily Average. Today I'm going to be talking about the hypotheticals of winning a large sum of money, life-changing amount of money, and some of the places that our mind naturally drifts to when we think about having that kind of financial freedom. Before I get started, I want to say that I'm not a big lottery player. I don't recommend that any of you get super into the lottery, but I do play one ticket every time the jackpot on the lottery gets over 100 million. Because why not throw a couple bucks out there and see what happens? You know, you never know. And, I also buy the occasional scratcher, but it's usually when I have a feeling that I'm going to win. And I made a video about that already, but I kind of put it on the shelf because I didn't like it. I might remake it. We'll see what happens. So hypothetically, you woke up this morning and find out you won $400 million in the lottery. What would you do? Leave a comment below. I know that a lot of our first initial reaction is that I would quit my job, I would go travel the world, do some things that I want to do, but eventually that's going to run out. And what would you actually do with your days after that? Now, I remember playing this game with coworkers when I was in my 20s, and there was always the coworker that wanted to win just so they could come back. As soon as one of the bosses said something to them out of line, they wanted to quit and do so in dramatic fashion. I was always on the opposite end of that. Back then, my work would have never seen me again. I would have just totally disappeared. They would have saw me on TV and figured out what happened. Because I'm not that into making a show and making someone feel bad, I just wanted to not have to work at those places anymore. Then there was always that one really irritating coworker that said if they won that kind of money, they wouldn't change their life much at all. They'd pay off their bills, but essentially they would keep the same job, live in the same house, drive the same car. And I was so irritated by those people, thinking that they were just full of nonsense. That there's no way that you could get that kind of money into your life and keep things exactly the same. Now keep in mind, we're not talking about winning a few $1,000s. We're talking life-changing generational wealth here. And I just couldn't fathom the idea that people would come and do the same things they already do if they had that kind of cash. In all honesty, back in those days, I thought that if I came into that kind of money, I would never work again. My life would be all leisure, nothing but a party, travel from coast to coast, to island, living the dream. But to be 100% honest, I was a wild young man, and if I was given that kind of financial freedom and that kind of freedom with my time, I probably would not be here talking to you today. I wouldn't have made it. I just know myself, and that kind of money would have been devastating to me as an individual. It probably would have helped my family down the line, but maybe it could have tore them up too. You never know. And don't get me wrong, if I were to win tonight, I would still quit the job that I have today. However, I wouldn't gear my life towards leisure, laying around, staying drunk, partying all the time. None of that is even in what I desire out of life anymore. And to be honest, as human beings, I think we're put here with the desire to be productive, that we somewhere deep inside want to stay busy. Now, I know a few people that are happy sitting around all day doing nothing. And occasionally that's good for anybody, just to unplug, unwind, relax. But if you do that every day, I don't know about you, but I get bored really quickly. I need to be involved in something. There's no way I could just sit and party my life away and be happy with myself as a person. And in all honesty, I think that that's how we're programmed. We're meant to be productive. We're meant to feel important to someone. We're meant to feel like we're making a difference. So what would I do? And in all honesty, I'd probably be doing something like this. I'd probably put a little bit of more money into it, hire a team of people that actually know what they're doing to get me on the right path. And I may or may not be in front of the camera, but I'd have something to do with creating a positive message just to put out and share my thoughts, the thoughts of other people, the thoughts of philosophers that have come long before me, whose wisdom has just proven the test of time. And if I wasn't doing something along these lines, I'd be doing something, philanthropic. I'd like to help people that are a little less fortunate. There are a lot of ways you can spend your time productively when you don't have to base your life around supporting yourself. But one of the biggest things I would have to say has changed over the years, not only what I would do, but my opinion of the people who would do the exact same thing they're doing today. I used to get really irritated and think that they're just full of it. Like, there's no way you're going to keep coming to this factory or to this warehouse and doing these menial tasks every day when you have $400 million. I didn't think it was possible. But what I've learned over the years is that I actually admire these people. And the reason I admire these people is they've built themselves a life that they're generally happy with. They're happy with where they live. They're happy with their job. They're happy with their contribution to society. And they're very content in what they do. And that is really rare in this world. 95+% of the people that you meet every day, within 5 or 10 minutes of talking to them, they're going to be complaining about something, because they're just not happy with where they're at in life. So like I say, I'd like to shout out to all those people who are content with where they're at in life, who are happy with what they're doing. That is amazing to me. And that is what I'm looking to do with my life, is get myself to a point where I wake up every day and I'm happy and content with the things that I have to do that day. Because we're always going to have some type of responsibilities. We're always going to have some things that show up in life that make us unhappy, that are a little bit of a struggle. But if you're not going through a struggle, you're not growing. And I really believe that our goal should be to grow a little every day, to grow inside, to learn new skills, to venture out into areas of life that we didn't think were possible for us. And that's what I would do with myself. Like I said, as long as I'm growing and moving forward, I'm happy. So imagine living a life where you wake up every day. What would your perfect day look like? Leave that in the comments below. How would you like to spend your days? And imagine living that way. What a way to live, to wake up and just look forward to life every single day. So I guess that brings me to my point. If you've watched this far, I really appreciate you. Thank you. But I'm challenging you today, if you did take the time to really envision that perfect day, what would it look like? And if you haven't done so, do it now. Think about that. What would your perfect day look like? And I'm not talking a vacation day. I'm not talking about sitting on the beach with a drink in hand, staring at a sunset, which is a nice day once in a while, don't get me wrong. But what would your perfect life look like as far as your day-to-day routine goes? I'm challenging you right now to really think about that and take steps every day to move towards that life. Now, definitely don't go out and quit your job if you got a house payment and car payment and all that. If you have responsibilities, you got to do what you got to do. But if you're a young person, or maybe even an older person, and you just don't have any real ties, and if you were to quit your job today that you hate, you could still pay the rent, quit your job. Go out there and move towards the days that you want to live. This life is way too short to be miserable. Tomorrow isn't promised. So what you need to do for yourself, and I need to take my own advice here, is do something every day to move towards that life that I desire, that life that you desire. And it's up to no one but us. So please, get out there, build that life for yourself, spread some peace and love to others. If you watched this far, I appreciate you. If you got any value out of this video, hit that like button. Maybe subscribe if you'd like to see some more content. And again, thanks for watching. Peace.